Yo, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. And today I'm coming at you with my first Madden video in quite a while. Not gonna lie, I know it's been a while, but I'm gonna be going over my team building strategy. But first, I'm gonna hop in and open up my legendary tier MUT rewards. So it's not really that great, but let's just open them up, see what we get. There's our Autumn Blast player, 82, not bad. And the rest of that pack is just trash. Okay, next pack, it's going to be 85. That is really nice, actually. You're not going to see many of those. And that's all from that pack. Now we get our Autumn Blast Elite pack. First player, 83. Let's hope that's not our elite. Okay, another one. 87, Leonard Williams. That is just awesome. So we got some nice, solid pulls out of those MUT rewards. I was hoping I could pull the LTD Evan Ingram. Or actually, he's not even in packs anymore. It's DeForest Buckner. But either way, just hoping we could pull one of those. But unfortunately, we do not. I don't know why I'm going into my item binder. Let's go into my team real quick. Okay, so I'm going to be going over how I build my team and the abilities I like to use. First, we're going to go over abilities. So I like to have Gunslinger and Roaming Deadeye on my quarterback, just because those abilities are great. Unless you're going to have a pocket QB, then put like Pocket Deadeye. But with Josh Allen, Gunslinger, he's going to make those fast velocity passes on bullet passes, and he's going to have Roaming Deadeye, which means if you just let off right trigger outside the pocket, it's going to be an accurate pass. And then I like putting Omaha as the X factor. It's super glitchy. All you have to do is complete 6 passes of 5+ yards. Or I have long range Deadeye. What you could do is put, what's the ability for it? Sorry, that's not what I meant to do. But there is an ability. It's not Homer, but it's kind of like that. I forget what it's called. Let's see. Indoor Baller. Okay, you can set your home stadium to a dome, which gives you that homer. And then, if your opponent also happens to have a dome, which a decent amount of people do, you're going to end up having like 4 passes, I think you have to complete, of 5+ yards. And you will get that X Factor unlocked, so super glitchy. And then wide receivers, outside apprentice on my number 1 receiver. That's going to give him that post corner, and the corner route. All 3 of those are great. He also gets another one. I'm not quite sure what it is. Shows how much I use it. But that allows me to use some of my plays. I can just toss on a post route and absolutely burn him if it's like cover 2. Because if it's not Tampa 2, they're not going to have a zone that drops back and plays that post. So it's going to be wide open. And then if you have a receiver that is below some of the route running thresholds, like multiple, you're going to put route technician on him. That's what I have with DK, since he has such high speed, which is what I look for in my receivers and my DBs, and really my tight ends also. So I have that route technician on him, which allows him to go off. Now, at halfback, what I like to do is make sure that I have 2 solid halfbacks, and then I like to build my team where I have somewhat team chemistry, not too much, but I try to hit 25. Right now I'm at 20. So we have Raheem Mostert and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Those are 2 positions that I like to have decent running backs. And then we have Adrian Peterson, which is also good. he's going to have that Washington football team chem, which is what I like about him. And I'm probably going to replace Trace McSorley. I know it's a very sad day, but I might need to get another Washington football team player. But anyways, we're going to go up to the offensive line. I like having guys that have higher pass blocking than run blocking, but I like them to have both of those really good. So we have Mitchell Schwartz and Trent Williams, which fit both those categories. They are great players. I suggest you pick up both of them. Trent Williams is actually a free player, which is even better. On the inside, I like to have about even players at left and right guard, as we see Brandon Sheriff and Richie Incognito. If you look at their stats, they are pretty much dead even on pass and run blocking. And Brandon Sheriff's going to have that team chem. So does Trent Williams. And then I have a backup right tackle, Morgan Moses, and a backup center, Chase Roulier, which both give me team chems. Alex Mack in the center, I'm looking for slightly better run blocking, and that's what he has. Works great. Now, tight end, I don't generally suggest you spend that much on tight ends, but I went ahead and did it for the Chris Cooley and the Vernon Davis, both team cards. So that is why I have them both. Just like yesterday or maybe 2 days ago, I had Shannon Sharp and CJ Uzama. So that shows how much I've upgraded this team. Because as you see now, I'm at 20 of 25. I just need 5 more players, and I'm going to have that +1 speed on all the Washington football team players. And then fullback, I like to use a free card however I can get it, because he's not going to see the field much in my scheme. Now, if you run a scheme where you're running a lot of I form, or maybe even single back and you only have 2 tight ends, you're going to want a decent fullback. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, middle linebackers, for me, they are just users. So, I have these top 2 at high speed, and really, John Bostic has a decent speed. He is slightly slower than Kenneth Murray, but really, when it comes down to it, with dropping 1 or 2 speed off of Kenneth Murray to get that John Bostic in, if you have a fatigued Kenneth Murray versus a non-fatigued John Bostic, it's going to be pretty much even. And then, what you can do to glitch this out, if you want to put a faster outside linebacker at middle linebacker, put him in your outside linebacker too, and then also put him in at middle linebacker so that their chemistries actually transfer. Same thing that you can do with the middle linebacker to an outside. That's what I did with Sam Mills. And I like to use him on the outside for that zone because I have my outside linebackers playing zone. Anthony Barr has a decent mix between his zone, man, and speed, which is why I have him there. For the longest time I had Bobby Bell, but he just wasn't cutting it. So Anthony Barr got added to the squad. And over here at free safety, I like to rock Kendall Fuller. Devin McCourty is also great, but since I am trying to get that 25 of 50 on Washington, that's why I have Kendall Fuller. And then Derwin James, I put secondary chems because I like to have those 2 strong safeties to play sub-linebacker and nickel formations. And 3-4, that's when these guys are going to be users and spies. And in nickel, that's where Derwin James and Isaiah Simmons are going to be users and spies. Adrian Amos, he also has speed. I generally will play him either in man or he will play a deep blue, depending on what I run. And then on those safeties, I like to put acrobat on both the main ones and then toss universal on both the main ones. I also have it on Derwin just because. And then cornerbacks, I like to look for speed also in these guys, but I want them to hit those man thresholds. I rock lockdown on defense. I rock West Coast on offense. Honestly, it's not that great unless your players just don't have good short route running, and that's all you need. And then, so yeah, acrobat, speed, and man thresholds on these guys. Actually, Dion and Jair hit zone thresholds, I believe. Dante Jackson just doesn't. But 96 speed with Sprinter is just insane. Now, I do not rock sprinter on any of my linemen, defense or offense, just because they lose the strength, and that's really not worth it. But on the outside, I like to have just solid cards that can pass rush, and also have some run stopping stats. That's why I have Aaron Donald and DeMarcus Lawrence. And in nickel, sometimes when I play man, I like to spy one of my linemen. That's why I have Montez Sweat there. 90 speed is absolutely insane. He is the one lineman that I could justify tossing sprinter on, I believe. So, there is that. But Aaron Donald and DeMarcus Lawrence fit great into my scheme. And honestly, if you're going to run a 3-4 and a nickel like me, I suggest that you don't worry about this defensive tackle 2, 3, or 4 too much. I have 3 and 4 as both team chems cards, as you can see. And then defensive tackle 2 is a free card, and even defensive tackle 1 is a free card. So, defensive tackle, I haven't really spent anything on that. Just, like, I used to only have 3, and it was 3 free cards because I had that Derek Brown. Now, on to special teams. I look for a team chem punter, but you want a decent punter. He doesn't have to be the best. So, if your team punter is an elite, I would suggest picking that up. And then kicker, you have to have a top 3 kicker. So, Justin Tucker, Morton Anderson, or Janikowski. Those are the 3 best kickers. I suggest you have one of them. Morton Anderson is who I rock with. I think he's probably a solid middle ground for no money spent players. And then this doesn't really matter. So, yeah, that's pretty much how I like to build my team. And I forgot to show you on offense. Edge protector is a solid ability. I like to throw it on my tackles just to make sure that I get that extra assurance that I'm not getting 2 block shedded. And if you get really worried, you can just double team the side that you want to roll out to. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I'm out. Peace. Oh yeah, and by the way, just so that I can say these videos aren't made for kids so that y'all can comment on them. I mean, I could just say it, but I don't want to feel like I'm lying. So, we're just gonna... Yep, you see right there? Okay. Yep, we're just gonna spawn that pig in the lava. There we go. We watched a pig die. Now I can say this video's not made for kids. Cool.